Will Real Madrid get the job done against the Blues, or will Chelsea overturn the deficit and progress to the next round of the Champions League? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on today's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place this evening at the Santiago Bernabeu in the UEFA Champions League quarter-final second leg between Real Madrid and Chelsea, with kickoff at 8 p.m. UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly I'll run you through the Chelsea team news. I will then be giving you guys my lineup based on the team news that I'll be giving you guys very shortly, and lastly I'll be giving you guys my score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. So we shall begin by taking a look at the Chelsea team news, and in this preview I only have one piece of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team, and it concerns Romelu Lukaku, Cesar Azpilicueta, Ross Barkley, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell, and this story explains that Romelu Lukaku will not feature, and I think that's due to an injury that he picked up in the first leg. I'm not entirely sure, but he will not be featuring. He didn't even travel for obvious reasons, and yeah, that's the first part of the story. The second part of the story, which concerns Cesar Azpilicueta, explains that he has travelled after testing negative for a certain virus that I cannot mention on here, but you guys know what virus I'm on about. He did test positive a few days ago and did miss the Southampton game for that reason, but yes, he's tested negative and has travelled with the rest of the squad, and that is great news because I think that we might just need his experience or his leadership. Whether he plays or not, I still think he'll be an asset to the team. So it's good that he's tested negative, not just for that reason that I've just given you, but also because no one wants to hear someone suffering from this virus. But yes, he's tested negative and will be travelling, or has travelled with the squad. Ross Barkley will be absent due to illness, and he hasn't travelled for that reason. And the final part of the story, which concerns Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell, explains that both of them will be absent for tomorrow's game. Callum Hudson-Odoi with a back injury, and we all know that Ben Chilwell will be missing the rest of the season after suffering that knee injury and having knee surgery after suffering that knee injury in that 4-0 victory over Juventus some time ago. But yes, that is it for the Chelsea team news. We shall now move on to my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. Let's do it. Now I am going to run you guys through my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you, and yes, we're going to begin by talking about my formation of choice. And in the case of this lineup, I've chosen to go with a 3-4-1-2, and the reason why I've done so is because it worked really well against Southampton, and it allowed certain players to be in more favourable positions, so that's why I've chosen to go with it. Yes, I know that Real Madrid are far better than Southampton are, but I do believe that if we play anything like we did in the game against Southampton, we have every chance of getting through to the semi-final. But anyways, I'll save that for later and get into more detail later on. But in terms of the personnel I've chosen, I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. I thought he had a decent game against Southampton, although he really did not have too much to do at all, but he did still make that save because, like I said, like I have said rather, it's easy to lose your concentration when you're not doing much in the game. But yes, that save he made from the shot that was taken by Che Adams was a really good save. Although it was straight at him, it was still a good save because of what I've just said in regards to concentration. But yes, Edouard Mendy does start this game for me. He is our number one goalkeeper, and hopefully if he starts, he does not make the mistake he made in the first leg. But anyways, I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. In terms of my back three, I've gone with Andreas Christensen in the right centre back position. Yes, he was poor in the first leg, but he sort of redeemed himself in the game against Southampton. So hopefully he can build on that further and get. Hopefully he can build on that further and stop them from getting down their left hand side and down our right hand side, and basically put in a performance of a lifetime. But if he starts, it's down to him. In the centre of my back three, I've gone with Thiago Silva because he also had a poor game against Real Madrid in the first leg, but he did sort of redeem himself against Southampton. But again, this is the bigger test, and we will need to see him at his best. And we all know that he can help us get the job done because we've seen him do it before. So he needs to do it again. And to complete my back three, I've gone with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre back position, who was also really poor against Real Madrid in the first leg. He was partly at fault for the third goal. But yes, the entire back three needs to be a lot better than they were in the first leg. And let's be honest, we all know that this back three can get the job done because it has worked before. We all know that these players have talent. We all know they have skill. So they need to show it in today's game. But yes, that's the back three that I've gone with. In terms of the midfield, in terms of the four, just in front of the three rather, I was going to say four and then the three, as though it was a 3-4-3, but it's not. I've gone with a 3-4-1-2 just to remind you guys. But in terms of the four, just in front of the three, I'll give you the one after. I've gone with Reece James in the right wing back position because I think we'll need his ability to get into both boxes and not just defend really well, but obviously attack really well. We'll need him to put in those. We'll need him to put in those crosses that we've become so accustomed to seeing him put in, and we'll need him to defend really well because in the first leg he didn't defend well at all. He got caught. He got caught out so many times by Vinicius Junior. So hopefully he's able to do a job on him in this game. And this will be difficult because it's at the Bernabeu, and I'll elaborate later. But I've gone with Reece James because we all know what qualities he possesses, and I think we'll need those qualities in today's game. So that's why I've gone with him in the right wing back position. In terms of the two central midfield positions, we have to go with N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic. And I think in the game against Southampton, we saw why. And yes, I'll say it again, Southampton are nowhere near to being on the same level as Real Madrid. But I think that this midfield pairing will help us. It will help us get up the pitch. It will help us defend as well because these two possess a lot of energy. They're able to progress the ball really well and link up with the attacking players. So that's why I've gone with them, and I think this will help us nullify the Real Madrid midfield, if you like. So hopefully Thomas Tuchel goes with it, and hopefully it works if Thomas Tuchel goes with it, because we never know. But that's why I've gone with this central midfield pairing, and now to complete that four, just in behind the one and in front of the three, the defensive three, of course, I've gone with Marcos Alonso because, yes, Cesar Azpilicueta can play there. He can play there, I guess. But for me, Marcos Alonso is the natural left wing back, and I think that he needs to play because, yes, he can get caught out. Yes, he's not the quickest, but I think in the game against Southampton, he showed that he can put in a really strong performance, and I think it's only right that he gets given the opportunity to build on it. So that's why I've gone with him in this position. Now, in terms of the one just in front of the four, I've gone with Mason Mount. There were a few ways that I could have gone with this, to be honest. I could have gone with Hakim Ziyech or Christian Pulisic because they both can play in the number 10 position. But I've gone with Mason Mount because for me, He does deserve to play after the performance he put in against Southampton. Again, this will be a much tougher test, but I think that if he plays in a similar manner, then he has every chance of doing some damage. But it's up to him. So that's why I've gone with him in this position. Um, but in terms of the front two, I've gone with Timo Werner and Kai Havertz purely because of the fact that there's no one else. Romelu Lukaku won't be travelling with the squad, sorry, Romelu Lukaku hasn't travelled with the rest of the squad due to injury. But yes, that's the lineup that I've gone with. Please, guys, do drop your lineups down below, and I'll do my very best to respond. Here's a graphic showing you guys the formation that I've chosen and the personnel that I've chosen for my lineup. Let's move on to my score prediction. Now, to end this preview, I'm going to give you guys my score prediction, and funnily enough, there's a bit of a twist on this that I did not mention earlier, which I normally do, but the twist is that there's no score prediction, and I have chosen to do this because when it comes to certain games or certain types of games, I really do not like giving score predictions, and this is arguably our biggest game of the season. So I guess my prediction is that we'll turn up and hopefully get the job done. But in terms of a score prediction, I really cannot give you one because it's just too difficult to call. But hopefully we get the job done. This will be a difficult game. Going to the Santiago Bernabeu is never easy, but it's certainly not. Um, Sorry, let me rephrase that. Going to the Santiago Bernabeu is never easy, but it's certainly tougher when you have to overturn a deficit. But hopefully the players get the job done. I'll say it again, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. But it's up to the players to prove that. We cannot concede, because if we concede, the tie's done. We have to keep a clean sheet in this game, and we have to win by 3 goals to 0 at least. So hopefully, no pressure by the way, hopefully the players do it. That's it, no score prediction. Do feel free to drop yours down below though. And that is it for this preview. Come on, Chelsea.